Welcome to Young Entrepreneurs Alliance. Greetings to all our audiences from all around the globe attending this session here in Riyadh or virtually. Today, we will talk about the impact of entrepreneurship on the economy. Entrepreneurs are national assets to be cultivated, motivated, and remunerated to the greatest possible extent. Great entrepreneurs have the ability to change the way we live and work. When successful, their innovations may improve standards of living, and in addition to creating wealth with entrepreneurial ventures, they also create jobs and contribute to a growing economy. New products and services created by entrepreneurs can produce cascading effect where it stimulates related businesses or sectors that need to support a new venture, furthering economic development. Think of the times during COVID-19 in Saudi Arabia and the globe, and how startups led the way to serving their communities by continuing to deliver products, services in health, and other types of services that were needed. Certainly, technology enables new markets to be developed. And that will be what we will talk about today, as there is a huge social impact and community development that cascades from these entrepreneurs. And in order to shed the light or more on the entrepreneurial scene in Saudi Arabia and the advancement that we have witnessed, joining me today in this esteemed panel, the Vice Governor of Entrepreneurship at Small and Medium Enterprises General Authority, Esam Al Thekair, the CEO and board member of Saudi Venture Capital Company, SVC, His Excellency Dr. Nabil Koshak, the Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship at Ministry of Investment, Dr. Mazen Al Zaidi, the Chairman at Raz Group and Chairman of Entrepreneurs Committee at Riyadh Chamber. It's a pleasure to host you all today and to have you in this session. And I'm going to start by you, Dr. Nabil, here. You have been through multiple journeys through your career. You've been experiencing academia, you've been experiencing multiple tech valleys, and at the same time, you've been an integral player in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And today, with your capacity as a CEO of the Saudi Venture Capital Fund, would like you to describe the impact of entrepreneurship on that social aspect that you have seen changing over the years, and what happened in terms of the mindset. So if you can walk us through that journey in a few minutes, we would appreciate it.
I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yes, it's very clear.
Thank you, Amal. I think there has been many, I would say, aspects of transformation happened, specifically in Saudi Arabia and the whole region. And what happened specifically in Saudi Arabia, that the Vision 2030 has highlighted the importance of entrepreneurship as an important vehicle of economic and social transformation. And since then, we have been seeing the transformational, I would say, happening on the mindset of entrepreneurs have evolved. We're seeing innovative products and solutions and services where they thrive through this journey. We are seeing also the local authorities and the governments have been working aggressively on updating and changing the regulatory environment to be more friendly for entrepreneurs and startups, and also for investors who are investing in these startups. We're seeing more evolving professional angel investors and angel investor groups. We're seeing more professional emerging fund managers that are investing in this riskiest asset class, which is actually investing in startups at their very early stage, as well as they grow on their entrepreneurial journey. I think different stakeholders in the ecosystems have worked collectively to achieve that aggressive transformation and happening in the ecosystem. Just to show some numbers, for instance, 2019 witnessed 93% increase on the number of invested deals. and there was 35% in the total amount of capital invested in startups. And you can see how is the maturity level of the ecosystems evolving in terms of investable startups, and because entrepreneurs have quality, I would say, products and services that can evolve. And in addition to that is actually the number of participants in terms of all the stakeholders and the I would say other players in the ecosystem. The other thing is actually happening is this connectivity between what's happening in Saudi Arabia and what's happening in the region. So we are seeing a couple of actually entrepreneurs scaling their companies beyond Saudi Arabia to address different markets. We are seeing also investors, angel investors and VCs joining the scene and investing within Saudi Arabia in a couple of startups. So entrepreneurship by definition, by nature, it's a multi-country or cross-country market where actually things happen cross countries. And this actually transformation happening in Saudi Arabia is allowing this and unleashing the potential of entrepreneurs to thrive and grow despite all the challenges.
Absolutely, Your Excellency. And as you rightly said, we're seeing that time of unleashing all these talents. We're seeing that cross collaboration that's happening within the region as well, which will only impact that growth, in an accelerated manner. And that probably turns it back to another point, how important it is to focus on those drivers, those entrepreneurs. And the relationship, between the demographics that we're experiencing here in Saudi Arabia and in the region, and if that has any relationship towards that entrepreneurial revolution that we see. And I'm turning back to you here, Mr. Riyadh, to give us your thoughts, on the entrepreneurial demographics that we have and where are we going from here?
Thank you so much for having me over here. I say hi to all the panelists with me. Honestly, Dr. Nabil gave a real good overview of what's happening here in Saudi Arabia. I might add just the situation that we're here, what we're passing through over here in Saudi Arabia, since you mentioned the demographics. We're passing through this demographical gifts, which happens once a lifetime for any nation, whereby most of the population is less than 30 years old. In this case, that's what Prince Mohammed, I think, he's really capitalizing on. The driving force of these young people in different sectors. But since we're talking about the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Saudi Arabia, I think all these facilities, all these government entities and capital market and investors who's really seeing the potential, seeing the opportunity in these young entrepreneurs in Saudi Arabia, especially in Riyadh maybe, since it's the biggest city. These young people, I think they have something that the old generation didn't have, which is you can. Now with everything happening in the internet, the ability of cross-region businesses, the ability of going global, the ability and the access on capital and fundraising. All of these things are driver for this ambition that a lot of young people in Saudi Arabia they have. Usually, it's either you solve a problem or you create a need. We've seen a lot of people now, thinking of disruptive market, thinking outside the box, thinking of, they stopped thinking just importing all these ideas from the West and thinking of creating something new that they can add and that they can export outside. This ecosystem, honestly, I think worldwide, it took around 50 years to reach to this maturity in the West. But in Saudi Arabia, I think the acceleration of the happening of Munshaat, the happening of all the ministries, the happening of SVC and JADA, and all the drive that takes investors to go and jump in this special kind of investment. I think all of these things gave the ability for people to think big. And this gonna really pay back, inshallah, in the coming future. To the government and to the country, and to reach the Vision 2030, because the driving force of the Vision 2030 is the youth, is the coming generations, inshallah. So that's what I can add, and thank you.
I couldn't agree more, Mr. Riyadh, on that statement of the You Can generation, the generation that's really creating the new ways of doing and solving problems, in Saudi Arabia and in the region. And maybe that actually showed in the last report of the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor. We've seen some interesting stats, some interesting mindset and KPIs that have changed, in the past period. And I'll mention one of them in the latest report, 2019 and 2020, that almost 70% of Saudi adults consider starting a business to be a good career choice. And that, I believe, have changed, over the years. And there's a lot of efforts that have contributed and a lot of players that have contributed to that change in mindset, to be more accepting and to look into entrepreneurship as one of the career paths that young youth today would probably actually consider. So I'm going to direct it to Mr. Esam here to tell us, your view about why are we witnessing that change in Saudi Arabia? What are the efforts around this that are happening around us that led us to this point?
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, honestly, to be part of this panel as representing small and medium enterprises, as well as representing entrepreneurs within the kingdom and from the world. Honestly speaking, entrepreneurship culture and mindset we witnessed has been significantly positive during the last 2 years. The 2 years and the entrepreneurship importance for all nations in the G20 as well as for Saudi Arabia because of 2 reasons. Number one is it's the most industry that can create jobs. Number two is the entrepreneurship can be contribution to GDP more than before. We can see all the G20 countries, the contribution with small and medium enterprises are so huge. So with the Vision 2030 in Saudi Arabia, Munshaat has been launched in 2016 to focus on the small and medium enterprises, to boosting the entrepreneurship ecosystem, to enable and to as well as solving the problem. So far, what have been done in Munshaat, we established the Saudi Venture Capital Company, which is His Excellency Dr. Nabil, the CEO is here, and he's more knowing than me of what they are doing to help the entrepreneurs from the co-matching and from the investment, as well as attracting international VCs. The second is how small and medium enterprises, how the ecosystems solve the problem from accessing the market. The second challenge for entrepreneurs is how they access the market. So we now, if we are in US, it's very easy to access and scale your business as an entrepreneur to come to Saudi Arabia. But the first question for us in small and medium enterprises, Munshaat, why international entrepreneurs and local access this kind of market? I think, and we believe that all priority sectors, Hajj and Umrah, tourism, entertainment, sport industry, oil and gas, all of this is the value proposition for Munshaat. What have been done so far to change the culture of entrepreneurs and the change culture for people to think of starting new businesses compared of going as a regular job workers. We launched the program for university startups, and this program And Dr. Nabil helped us, honestly, on this program to help the university, to help the students, even the faculties, to start their businesses from the university. Because we really believe that the talent and the pool, they have everything from the prospects of education and commercialization of their patent. This is the first program that we launched to change the culture. The second one is we launched with the Ministry of Education a path to educate the entrepreneurship skills. We really believe that only maybe 2%, 3% from the people will be entrepreneur. So in a state of the exploration of entrepreneurship for these people, for these students, we worked closely with all ministries and as well as the universities. Now, last but not least, to disrupt the culture, we should do something new. So we launched our BBAN version, which is the biggest entrepreneurship festival in the Middle East. So until now, the visitors of entrepreneurs is more than 500,000 people from the globe. So international speakers. In this platform, we brought all the government, the international, the VCs, the startups to be in the one place for 4 days, in addition to sharing the experience and the successful people. We have been invited, the CEO and the founder for PayPal, the founder for Starbucks, the founder of Netflix. All of them give the entrepreneurs locally and internationally their experience and their successful recipe to make it easier for other entrepreneurs to accelerate their success. BBAN, one of the platforms that we are proud in Saudi Arabia now, and it will be international, since Saudi Arabia, the value proposition from different three countries, Asia, Europe, and Africa, is giving us this edge to be leading on this industry.
Absolutely, absolutely.
In addition to this, Amal, we have been launched with other government entities to attract the entrepreneurs. And my colleague here, Dr. Mazen, from Ministry of Investment, can elaborate more on international entrepreneur visa. Saudi Arabia, before 2 or 3 years, launched international entrepreneur visa. Any international entrepreneurs, they are most welcome to come to Saudi Arabia to start their business, and we are treating this international startups and entrepreneurs as same as we are treating the Saudi and citizen. Dr. Mazen is here. Maybe he's the right guy to talk more, since we are in the live podcast and we are seeing a lot of international entrepreneurs are participating on the chat for this panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And I think that gave us a broad idea about the role of Munshaat over here and the great role of advocacy that have been done, throughout the past years towards promoting the idea of entrepreneurship and bringing the best examples and passing the knowledge. And as you mentioned, maybe around advocating for certain cases and the support that you gave us all over the years to registering these companies here in Saudi Arabia. So I would like you to shed the light on these services for entrepreneurs, for investors, and what does that mean? Why are you doing it? Because there's a huge impact, obviously, on that. So to you, Dr. Mazen.
Yes, thank you, Amal, and thank you, Esam. Let me start where Esam actually ended. So 3 years ago, if you were a foreign entrepreneur and you wanted to set up your business in Saudi Arabia, that would have been impossible. Forward time from that till today, today we have more than 350 foreign entrepreneurs that have been licensed and set up in Saudi. The Ministry of Investment, and previously known as SAGA before transforming into ministry, has given huge attention to entrepreneurs, also venture capital firms, and supporting them to be able to invest in the kingdom. I think what's so unique within Saudi as becoming now the fastest growing startup ecosystem in the region is how the openness of the Vision 2030 has unlocked many opportunities in the kingdom. We've seen entrepreneurs across different sectors setting up into Saudi. Us as MISA working very closely with our partners, whether in the public or the private sector, trying to enable and ease their access to market setup, raising capital, and other different kind of supports from the government. We've seen entrepreneurs from China to the US to the UK, from different countries of the world coming up and setting up their new startups into the kingdom. We've last year, or in the last 2 years, we have more than 170 startups, foreign startups that have set up in Saudi and were able to raise funding rounds to scale into Saudi across different sectors. Definitely MISA, in collaboration with all our partners, we're looking to expand the outreach to more entrepreneurs from all around the world. One of the things, being a G20 country in the region, one of the largest markets, huge purchase of capital, young population, enables a lot of opportunities for entrepreneurs to be able to come up with new ideas, set up new businesses. And what is amazing is what has been happening in the last year or more, being able to tap into the available capital within Saudi, what SVC and Jeddah have been able to do in activating the VC industry in Saudi has been amazing. I can just recall 3 years ago, we had maybe 1 or 2 local VCs. We had no foreign VCs even in the kingdom. Today, and maybe Dr. Nabil can correct me if I'm mistaken, I think we have more than 15 to 18 local VCs in Saudi, and we've reached around 20 international VCs opening their offices, investing in Saudi companies and investing in companies or startups within the region to scale into Saudi. So definitely has been exciting times for us within MISA, within the ecosystem, and also within Saudi. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Mazen here. And we obviously started to see those startups, entering the Saudi market. We started to see their presence, their impact, their collaborations with other local businesses heavily. And I think, again, that turns us back to you, Dr. Nabil. There has been that creation of a lot of organizations like Saudi Venture Capital, like Jeddah, that have been incentivizing the creation of venture capital funds. We've seen a huge increase, as Dr. Mazen have mentioned, and we've seen a huge movement towards creation of angel investors group and a lot of angels that are looking today to invest. I wonder if you can tell us in about a couple of minutes here, your views on that, because we see the huge role that Saudi Venture Capital is playing in the market here.
Yeah. So I believe this is a collective effort by many governmental agencies, and as well as the local authorities in that scene, and that's actually activated, I would say, emerging fund managers as well as emerging angel investors and angel investor groups. So just to give you some numbers, so since inception, we started like 2 years, the Saudi Venture Capital, which is a government venture capital that backs VCs and angel groups. And it was an initiative by Munsha'at, and that was kicked off 2 years back. So until today, we already invested in directly and indirectly in more than 73 Saudi-based startups that are scaling within Saudi Arabia and beyond Saudi Arabia. We already committed to invest into 18 funds. These funds are regional, global, as well as local VCs that are investing not only in Saudi Arabia, but regionally, and helping, as Dr. Mazen said, and Engineer Esam, is actually what's happening. This, I would say, social growth and aggressive transformation in the ecosystem, and in the ecosystem, so that's economic and social as in parallel, it's actually unleashed the potential of spin-ins and spin-outs. So spin-outs of companies coming out of Saudi Arabia and scaling globally, and spin-outs of startups actually trying to join the scene to access the Saudi market and to scale to Saudi Arabia. I claim also there was only one active angel group in Saudi Arabia. Now we have more than 5 active angel groups in Saudi Arabia. And that's actually this also collaboration happening between Saudi angel groups as well as regional and international angel groups are massive in terms of exchanging deal flow, exchanging closing deals and syndicating and investing in Saudi-based companies as well as regional startups that are scaling back to Saudi Arabia. So in short, I think all the numbers and indicators showing that this, I would say, movement or aggressive transformation, and that it's actually beyond investing in startups. This economic growth is more, I would say, sustainable and scalable. We have been reliant on natural resources, and that's history because of, many thanks for Vision 2020 that is led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. And I think since then, if you can see also this aggressive update on systems and regulations, that has never happened, specifically the last 2 years. If you can see the Capital Market Authority, the CMA, MISA, and we can see Montreal, all and different local authorities now are in competition of enabling this aggressive digital transformation, as well as the unleashing the potential of startups as a key engine of economic/social transformation happening within Saudi Arabia as well as the region. Thank you, Amal.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And I think that, just to recap on that is basically we've seen how entrepreneurial the government sector have been as well, in responding to these startups and the creation of the policies as needed. And because we're actually running out of time, I would like to get, some maybe also final statements, from you, Mr. Riyadh, over here. And I know earlier we spoke about, how unicorns are changing, certain economies, and how this word actually was created by one of the, the venture capitalists to incentivize that look, around the $1 billion company. So I want your views in about, a couple of minutes here, before we close, to tell us a little bit about, are we close?
Thank you so much. The word unicorn, they used it because it's so rare. The percentage is around 0.07% out of companies that may do it as a unicorn. Honestly, maybe there is 3 questions that distinguish a potential unicorn from others. First question is, how are you going to make people's life better, not easier? What is your noble cause in this business? And can you go global? If we just focus on can you go global, now the trending unicorns that's happening, it's because of maybe 2 reasons. One is the digitalization that's happening worldwide, the internet that connected everybody around the globe, and the consumer behavior toward digitalization. That made it easy for a lot of companies to go global and to become a unicorn. What is the importance of unicorn in any economy? Actually, it is the light at the end of the tunnel. At the end, the investment is a funnel. I mean, it's a tunnel. You need to have the end of the tunnel clear. So it's either the stock market or the mega VCs that's happening nowadays. That's what makes it more frequent unicorn happening and the acceleration of it in the economy. And having some unicorns in Saudi Arabia will really give the drive and the ambition for others to start new businesses and to know that they can reach that. Having all, what Dr. Mazen and others says, that, the external money that's coming from outside the region toward the region, they didn't come for nothing. They came because of the potential, and they believe that this emerging market might really create, it's a virgin area. So it might create a new unicorn. We have also to know that our location between the East and the West will give us also another edge than others, that we have this location that really can serve among this region. It's very important to have it. I wish, inshallah, we will have big ones very soon, inshallah, from Saudi Arabia. And, from what I've seen, I think there is a couple or 3-4 potential unicorns, inshallah, going out from Saudi Arabia, with the help of also from Dr. Nabil, inshallah, and the support of Jad and others. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I think that, everyone is awaiting, for these startups to be successful, to see their impact, and the unicorn is only a way to show that. As we approach the end of it, I've got about, a minute, and I want to give half a minute, for Dr. Mazen, a message to entrepreneurs and investment, and half a minute to Engineer Esam to give us a final couple of words as we go towards the end of the session. Dr. Mazen?
Yeah, definitely. So I think one of the most important things for any entrepreneur is the size of the opportunity. And I believe that in Saudi, we have the largest opportunity for any entrepreneur. And that is kind of highlighting what Riyadh also said. In the region, we only have one unicorn. There is a huge potential to have more in the future. We believe Saudi is the launchpad for the next unicorn. So opportunities are limitless. It's very easy to set up in Saudi. Any foreign entrepreneur can obtain a license in under 3 hours, 100% ownership, costs $500. So it's one of the fastest segues to be able to enter the MENA region. Thank you.
Dr. Mazen, thank you so much. And to you, Engineer Esam?
Thank you, Amal. I will try to do it in 30 seconds, but I'm not sure. I want to close my remark by saying the close remark for our ambitious young leader, His Royal Highnesses, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, when he said on Osaka last year, we are living in an innovation era and future technologies. And these technologies like AI, IoT, cybersecurities, and others can change the world if we use it in a good manner. If we use it in a good manner and can change our life to be better. We have everything. We have the passion. We have the leader. We have the money. We have everything that can show the world what is Saudi and how can other people help our vision to be one of the biggest 5 countries in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to all of you. And I can't add more to that, Engineer Esam, towards that wonderful closing. And obviously, we are, as a nation, inspired by His Royal Highness and by his great entrepreneurial spirit and attitudes. I leave you with these words and with our amazing panelists. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. Obviously, we need always a longer time to have it, but Saudi's here and we always can, awaiting all the entrepreneurs and the investors around the world to collaborate and open their hands. Thank you so much for tuning in.